I attempted to set him up not once but twice. I know I was dealing with the both of them. They both knew that I was dealing with the both of them. Trey and Tyree, they never crossed paths. They did both speak on the phone on both ends. One day I was over at Tyree's house. Trey had called me. Tyree had answered. They exchanged words. And one time I was over at Trey's house. Tyree had called me, and Trey had answered, and they exchanged words. So I do want to add that part in because that's important as well in this story.
This is the story of Tyree Tashaun Richardson, aged 20, who was shot to death 16 times after walking in on his baby mother sleeping with another man.
It was not exclusive. I was not exclusive to him. And he knew that. He knew who I was dealing with, I believe, through like Instagram at the time. I'm not too sure about when he found out who I was dealing with or how he found out who I was dealing with, but he did not know him. They did not know each other.
Tyree, who had previously been a victim of attempted murder, unfortunately was not so fortunate this time when his child's mother's other guy emptied his gun on him as he walked in on them. The girlfriend had a lot to say about the whole incident, likewise did his parent had a lot to say too.
Hey everybody, I'm Tyree's mom, Lindsay, and
I'm his father, Roger.
So we just wanted to take this opportunity to come on his page and, kind of talk about this journey that we have been on.
Was this a setup by the baby mother, or was this a bad coincidence? We will learn about the shocking truth of the whole matter when we play the clips of what the baby mother had to say and also what his parents had to say too. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. Tyree Tashaun Richardson, aged 20, was born on April 26, 2002. He was a goal-getter. He was a rapper that goes by the name of FSO Gunk.
He fuck around and quit. I fuck with my plug. He pay for my trip. I'm having them bands. I'm spending that shit. Your bitch wanna fuck.
Tyree had multiple successful albums. He was also the owner of a food truck known as DOSPOT_301. He was also a successful dog breeder businessman.
It's fat, baby. Hey, boy, man. What it make you do? Hey. Oh, shit gonna be finger licking good. Hop in that motherfucker. Tell him we got that new shit in there.
That brand new. Brand spanking new.
Give me a month or two, man. This motherfucker will be up and running. I want y'all to support. Man, black businesses need to support each other a little more. In the community, we're gonna be all over PG.
That boy motivating you.
And do something a little different for the community. But we'll be serving everything. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything, man. I just want, it's an experience for me, so, you know what I'm saying?
He was a very funny guy who came from a family of people who bonded and did a lot of things together.
What is he?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tyrie. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Tyree, while in high school, met a young lady named Autumn Anderson. They got together and loved each other. They shared a lot of memories together, and she claimed to love him when things were going smooth for them. On Tyrie's birthday in 2020, someone tried to ambush and kill him after he got home from partying, but fortunately for him, he was able to escape with his life. It was a very shady situation because nobody knew where Tyrie was at the moment, but all of a sudden someone popped out of nowhere trying to shoot him. Only his girlfriend and one other friend knew his location. So how did someone show up trying to kill him? He was really suspicious of his girlfriend, but let it go.
So April 26th was Tyrie's birthday. And for Tyrie's birthday, I had got somebody to come in, do an at-home massage for him. I had cooked brunch. I had went out. I had got him gifts. We had went out to dinner with his family, and then we went to the club. Mind you, his friend lives with us. His friend Boog lives with us. Boog was not there that whole day. Like Tyrie, I had went to Gucci, and I came back, Tyrie taking a nap on the couch after his massage. And so, you know, for me, it was just like, well, this your best friend, this your right hand, why he not here, you know, all day throughout your birthday? But we weren't looking at it like that at the time. We weren't looking at it like that at the time. I had cooked brunch. We had a few hours later, we chilled for a little bit, and then we went out to dinner with his family. After dinner, we ended up going to the club. We went to Rose Bar. Now, Tyrie told me, you know, like, bring my friends out. He definitely did tell his friends to come, but none of Tyrie's friends ended up coming to his birthday. Like, nobody came to the dinner, nobody came to the club that night, nobody came to the house that day at all. So I had invited my friend. Now, the friend that I invited to come out with us that night is who I met Trey through, which Tyrie knew that. I've been friends with her years before she even introduced me to Trey in 2019. We were friends way before then. She came with us to the club. I had invited her. I had invited a couple, two more of my friends. The other two couldn't come. She came. Tyrie's brother had came, and Tyrie's brother's friends had came. So mind you, like, she drunk. She ends up throwing up outside the club. She literally, like, has the door open outside the black truck, like, with her head out, like she bent, like she twisted.
Start over, Monty. Come on, Monty. We about to go to the car.
Wait, what? You gotta throw up some more? Come on, hurry up. Get that shit.
I do. Me and this girl, we had fell out a couple months before this. We didn't start hanging out with each other up until March, right before I went to Miami to get my surgery. So I'm pretty sure everybody watching this video, you've been drunk. And if it's, you know, when you drunk, you expressive. Me and her were literally having like a heartfelt conversation the whole car ride. I'm literally like, my back turned towards her, like we drunk, we talking, all that. So when we finally pull up to our house, Tyrie backs into the parking spot. When he backs into the parking spot, me and her, we're still having a conversation, like we still talking. Mind you, we're drunk. We still talking, and I'm not gonna say like we was, you know, like talking the whole time, like, you know, where I'm, you know, peeping what she doing, but like we drunk, like we would come back to the conversation. I would come back to the front and be like, yeah, cause you know, da 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 da. But like for the most part, like we were talking the whole car ride. So when he pulls into the parking spot, he put the car in park, he started rolling up a J. He never was going into the house. He never was like leaving us in the car or nothing like that. He was getting out to hit his J. He went to the back of the car, like on the trunk, leaned against the trunk, and was about to hit his J. Now, mind you, I'm still talking to her. Now, when I'm facing the back seat of the car, I can clearly see him out of the window. And when he sits back to hit his J, it was like almost immediately, like he just took off. Like I just seen a fast motion past the car, and I just seen another fast motion past the car. And so in my head, I'm like, what was that? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I'm just trying to get my thoughts together. Like he getting chased down. Like this shit's really happening. I jumped in the driver's seat. I put the car in drive, and I started driving in the direction where Tyrie ran. Now, mind you, it was not as quick as like, he started running. The dude, I seen another fast motion start running after him, and it was kind of like a click kind of situation. If you ever been in a situation where, you know, it's happening fast, stuff kind of slow down. So I'm like, I gotta get myself together. I literally jumped in the driver's seat, put the car in drive, and I started driving in the direction of where he ran to. Now, when I'm driving, got the windows down. I rolled the windows down. I'm literally calling his name out from the car, like Tyrie, like yelling his name out. And I'm like, we like, come to the car, come to the car. And so I don't hear no commotion. I don't hear like no rustling. I don't hear him. So I start circling the neighborhood. Our neighborhood had one entrance on one side, another entrance on another side. So I'm literally going out of one entrance into the other one, like circling, yelling his name out. So the last time that I circled, it's a police car parked in the library that was adjacent to our neighborhood. The library was one entrance. You go down a little bit, our neighborhood was the next entrance over. So I see a police car parked in the parking lot of the library. Mind you, we live in Crofton. It's a predominantly white area. It's not too much going on. For the most part, it's quiet, it's peaceful. You know, like some days we leaving our doors unlocked, like getting comfortable. Like it's one of those type of neighborhoods. I start hitting my horn and like getting my lights and like flagging the officer down. He put his lights on and start following me into the neighborhood. So when he follows me into the neighborhood, of course he calls for backup. I get out of the car like frantic, like panicking, like I'm like, my boyfriend, I don't know what's going on. He just got chased. I just seen somebody chase him. He just got out of the car and somebody started chasing him. So he's asking all these questions like, which direction did they go in? How many people did you see chasing him? It was only one person that was chasing him. How many people did you see chasing him? All that. So as I'm going answering his question, he's questioning me as we're walking to my house, because I'm showing him where we was, like where it all started from. And so at the time, of course, like I'm not aware that the car that the dude had jumped out of was there. But once I got back in front of my house, I live there every day. I'm familiar with who parks here, who don't park here, what cars are out here. This car, like we was parked right here, and this, you know, like I'm looking at the car like, you know, it got DC plates. They ended up running the plates of the car and it was stolen. They literally had dogs out there. They had like some type of like equipment where they could track if an Uber or a Lyft was called in a certain proximity. Like, so they doing all that. It's dogs, police officers coming out. So at the time, I did not know that Tyrie had got the attention of one of our neighbors and she had let him in the house. Now, when Tyrie, I guess, seen the commotion of like all the police officers arriving or heard it, I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know where the lady's house was. Home with us, I really didn't know who to think about, because Tyrie was not like into it with nobody. Like he didn't really have like too many problems or anything like that to that extent where somebody would hop out or even knew where we lived or like our movement and stuff like that to hop out and chase him down. So we get into the house, the police are there, they're taking statements. Mind you, like we got stuff in our house. It's just an uncomfortable situation. We were already starting to pack to move out. Our lease is ending in 2 weeks coming up. So we started to pack and stuff like that, but at this point in time, we just getting clothes, he getting his stuff, and he called his parents. We go to his parents' house after this night. Mind you, he was carrying my friend, like he like, get her out of my house, like all this type of stuff. So the next day, my friend had reached out to me. From there, like I had sent Tyrie the messages, and he was pretty much like he still didn't trust it or whatever like that. Granted, because she was the only one with us that night. The night of his birthday, it was a fake page named Trey and his views. But this is where things like kind of took a turn with this story. The following week was my birthday. My birthday is May 4th. Me and Tyrie had took a trip to Puerto Rico. When we went to Puerto Rico, Tyrie had received a DM. I had hit my friends up and I said, we know who set Tyrie up. So when I'm sending them this, we start sending voice messages back and forth. And in the voice messages, the friend who lived with us started to come up, because we found out, we as in me and Tyrie found out that the dude who DM'd him this, his best friend or his close friend, his right hand, I don't really know, was dropping bug off at the library. So when we found that out, and for the friend to not have been there the whole day of his birthday, very coincidental that, you know, now this dude reaching out to Tyrie speaking on the night of his birthday that his friend was not there for. Mind you, he's lived with us ever since we moved in. And so that's why I felt the need to, you know, come on here and really be very thorough about what happened to the full extent. Whether it make me look good or bad, like Tyrie definitely was looking at my friend. Yes, he was looking at her because she was the only person with us that night. And then you gotta ask yourself, for what reason would I want him set up like that? It's not really adding up. And if y'all thought that I was behind something that day, why would y'all have allowed me to move into y'all house afterwards? And he made it known to his family that he was looking at my friend. Yes, he made it known to me that he was looking at my friend. And then going through his views, because we definitely went through the views, you know, like we try and piece stuff together. We just came home. It's his birthday. We just came home from the club and he get hopped out on like in front of our house. If they bringing up me, they trying to paint me in this limelight when they all sat through that trial. That trial was 8 days long.
Fast forward to 2 years later, Autumn got pregnant and they were expecting a baby together. Things were rocky between them at some point, but he kept trying to make it happen for them. He was really trying to make it work, but she was making it hard on him. They had baby Corey, but Autumn wasn't trying to be a family with him even though he was pleading for that to happen.
You should have me to work the show for my child, for you, for all the shit I dragged you through for the last 4 years, you know. I honestly feel as if our next 6 months is gonna be so great about our relationship that you will be able to just forget about everything that's happened in the past. I just really think you would see a greater change. I don't like when you tell me it's no more because I really got faith in this shit. I really do care. I really do think that this can work. Don't keep cutting me off. I really do think that this can work. I know we can work it out. I want to do this shit with you without my home, without you being in my home, without you being here. It sucks. It's empty. Yesterday, I was fucking in my room all day. I can't keep doing this shit. I can't keep living like this. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you know. I honestly don't know what to say. I can just tell you I'm sorry because I literally done a lot of shit that's weighed this relationship down. I've done a lot of shit that can make you hate me. I've done a lot of shit that will make you look the other way when I could be saying something right. But I just want you to open your mind up and just to see everything we losing. A house. So me being with my child every day. A bunch of shit. Like, I don't want to lose my love with you. I don't want to have to restore all that shit. And then we come back to each other and we work it out. And then we had to do all that again. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to stop the baby steps again. I'm just asking you to try, babe. Any sign of me cheating, any sign of me doing anything wrong, you can leave. You can go right out the door.
That's what you don't understand is I don't want to work it out. In order to work it out, no way. Wait, let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I already understand you don't want to work it out, and I know why. Because it takes me this long to try to fucking put it together.
I'm not done
but
talking.
that's not the way I want to go.
You just cut me off. So can I talk?
Yes.
In order to work something out, both people have to want it.
Yes.
And I don't.
And I'm just asking.
So I'm telling you how this is gonna go.
I just don't think we should be like this, babe. You're trying to run the show, and I just think you should just give me an opportunity to fix it with our relationship. Like, I'm so down on this shit. I'm so mentally broken. I really want to fix my home, bro.
You're so mentally broken.
Babe, I've been through a lot of shit. You've been through a lot too. I'm not knocking that, bro. I'm not knocking that. At the end of the day, you went through shit when it was most trauma and you were having a baby. I was a terrible boyfriend. Never there, I was absent. I wanted to smoke J's more than worrying about my family and making sure y'all straight. Just worried about getting high, stimulation of my mind, shit like that. I'm not worried about that shit no more. Like, I honestly have a clear head. I honestly think about putting my family ahead. I honestly thinking about still being able to stand. So if emergencies come, if you crash your car, shit happen, I'll be able to put us back on our feet like that. That's mad shit. I don't want to lose you, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna think about losing you because that shit is hard for me to endure, bro. Definitely the day before Christmas, like I keep telling you. I never had a Christmas with you, bro. Just wanna try to spend time with you, at least try to enjoy my life with you while I can. I only had one life. We already had a kid. We already started a family. Let's get this shit right while we can, before it's too late. It's not too late, baby, because we're right here talking. It's not too late. We're right here talking. It's not too late. We still did it together. It's not too late. It's not too late. Why?
Because I work here.
Okay, and I'm asking you to just love me again.
I feel bad for Bug that he has to.
I'm just asking you to love me again, babe. I'm just asking you to love me again, babe. I'm asking you to. Please, I'm just asking you to love me again. I'm just asking you to.
My son's stuff is here.
I'm just asking
and
you.
Until I'm able to.
You're not moving. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to do all that. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I want you to just see positivity out of this situation.
It's no positivity.
It is positivity. You're making it negative. If I'm telling you, it's still positive. If I'm telling you, babe, and I'm fine. I'm still seeing positivity. Okay, I'm still seeing positivity. You're the one who's painting a negative on the situation. Like, you not understanding, you laughing at me, bro.
It's negative.
It's not, because I'm right here. I'm trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to.
You trying to work this out. In a week ago, you punched me in my face.
And I've done that. I've told you that. I've done that.
I've done that. Me and choked me.
Babe, but you gotta understand, I'm out of town for 4 days. I'll come back home.
You come back home.
It's just fucking.
What bitches' numbers in your phone? You're on the phone with bitches while I'm in the kitchen. You're in the living room.
I was not on the phone with no bitch while you was in the kitchen and I was in the living room.
You didn't know.
I swear to God. I swear to God, I wasn't on the phone with no bitch in the living room while you was in the kitchen. I would never do no shit like that. I wouldn't even call no bitch in my house with you right here. That's so disrespectful. You might have thought I was on the phone with a bitch.
You were.
I wasn't.
Okay. Well, besides,
I wasn't on the phone with a bitch. I'm telling you, I wasn't on the phone with a bitch in the living room with you right here. I wouldn't even do no shit like that.
Okay, so maybe I just misheard. But
maybe you misheard. Like I said, I wouldn't do no shit like that. Like, that's beyond disrespectful. I would be super mad you did some shit like that to me. I wouldn't do no shit like that. That's not even, that's drawing a line.
The disrespect is.
Yeah, you're right. I've done a lot of disrespectful shit.
Both of us, and I feel like, why would you want to be with somebody like that?
Because I understand that. I play a role in why all this shit is this way, babe. I love you. You're beautiful to me. I love you from the bottom of my heart. When you get your body done, you're gonna be A1 day one. I'm gonna still continue to love you. I've still loved you the whole time we were together. I've told myself that I can't. I told myself that.
How do you think that's love, Tyrie?
I think it's love because I can always still pull you close to me regardless of
because
how
I've always just been accessible to you.
No.
And now I'm just going to cut off the accessibility.
And I'm telling you that.
And I think that you should just be grown enough to say, let's just make these last months count.
I just don't think we should just do that, babe. I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should do that. I'm not trying to be crazy, but you're not even letting it be another way. You're not even trying to think about the positives of the situation. We've been together for 4 years. You dragged yourself through it for 4 years. What's going to hurt you? Another 2 months? Another 2 months of doing this shit, then you still got to do it for another 18 years. That way, you're not even like...
I'm going to be a mom longer than 18 years.
I'm going to be a dad longer than 18 years too. You think I'm not going to be there for my child? You think I'm not going to be hung with my child when I'm 30? Shit like that? Like, I want to do shit with him, bro. I want to fucking
you could still
enjoy
you
my
was the one who said, if I break up with you, Cody won't have a dad. And that's fine. You don't want to be there for Cody since we broke up. That's fine with me. Get off me. You stink. Get off of me. You stink.
I know. I'm just asking.
Okay, so please move. You stink.
I'm just asking you to stop.
Okay,
breathing.
you stink. Move.
I don't want to go through this. No.
Corey, it's really not up to you anymore.
It's not up to me. I know it's not up to me. I'm just asking you to try, babe. It's
And I'm
Christmas,
saying
babe. Listen
no.
to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, bro.
Get on my face.
I'm not trying to be
Get out of
aggressive
my
or
face.
nothing like that, bro. Listen to me. Listen to me, bro. Look at what you giving up, bro.
What am I giving up? It's nothing
Everything
here
you
for me.
giving up, everything is nothing here for you. You keep saying that I'm here. Cody's home is here. Your sweet is here. Babe, I'm admitting to me not being the best dude. I've admitted to that. Like, I've never admitted to that before. I've never said, damn, I've been fucked up. I've been doing all this shit. I've been this, that, and the third. I've never admitted to that shit ever. I never recognized where I was wrong in certain situations. I'm now seeing that, and it just makes me so mad because now it took me this long to take the initiative to make this shit work. Babe, I don't want to lose my relationship. You got power in you to hold on to me, to hold on to what your son has, to hold on to everything. Please get off your phone.
Dude, you...
I don't see what the problem is. I don't see what the problem is.
You
I'm
don't
not
have to
taking
pay
anything
for
from
my
you.
body.
I don't care about that shit. I want to do it because of the shit I put you through. But I want you to understand, we have a child. We have to raise for 18
Yeah,
years.
and we
Listen,
can't raise
listen. Co-parenting sucks. I don't give a fuck who tells you that. He's missing two perspectives every single day. He's missing two perspectives I'm just giving you real shit. He's missing two perspectives every single day. And in order for him to be a man,
Are you a man? And you have both parents. Are you a man? Do you think you're a man?
I think I'm a man. I think I
You
show...
think you're a man?
Yes, and I feel as if I definitely don't show characteristics of a man all the time, and I do fucked up shit that'll present me to be a pussy. But I am a man. I stand on all 10. I never folded on my family. I always been there. Anything financially wise, I never folded. I've been there, bro. You can't say I stand on my 10. I stand on my 10, bro. I give you shit that I don't even want to do. I still do it because that's man shit. Like paying for your last class. I wanted to spend all my money in LA. So fuck it, I'm gonna look out for her, I'm gonna help her. Boom. Next time I wanna spend all my money in LA. Fuck it, I'm gonna pay for the surgery. I'm gonna help her out. I'm gonna help her deal with her bills, help her do with her own shit.
So
I want you to genuinely be happy.
Other than materialistic things, what do you offer in this relationship? Other than materialistic things. Support.
Yes.
So cheating on me my whole pregnancy, that's support.
Babe, you can't bring up shit from 3 years ago.
Okay, so punching me in my face 7 days ago, that's support.
That's wrong. That's fucking wrong. You're right. That's the type of conversation I want to have, though. Like, so I can improve, so I can fix myself, so I can just build. Like, you think that this doesn't help me, but this really does help me.
This relationship literally drives you crazy.
I don't think it drives me crazy. I love the relationship so much it drives me crazy when I lose it. That's the problem.
But I feel like you the one that lost it.
I did. I admit I lost it. I played a role in us losing the relationship.
Despite all this, he was a good father after they had the child.
Mini-me, you stay under me. You stay under daddy. You love your daddy. You love your daddy.
He loved the child and did all the things a good father did. By June 13, 2022, Tyrie and Autumn were no more living in the same house together. So on this day Tyrie decided to go to Autumn's mom's house where Autumn lived with the hopes to try and reconcile. Upon getting to the house, Tyrie was met with a hail of gunfire from Autumn's new boyfriend while he was trying to walk into the room. The boyfriend ran out and someone else called 911. Tyrie was pronounced dead on the scene. He had been shot at 16 times. The new boyfriend was later determined to be Terrence Kenneth Yancey after his picture was captured on a Ring doorbell.
Trey runs past me in the hallway while I'm at her door, downstairs, and he runs out. I run to the top of the steps because he's running downstairs. He's fumbling with his shoes, and I'm just yelling. I'm like, what did you do? What did you do? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And so when, and I haven't told this story in like so long, because like like this happened 2 years ago, and this is something that like I literally have to relive every day. Like it's not one day that I don't think about something from that day.
A massive manhunt ensued and Terrence was ultimately captured 24 hours later in a wooded area in Dunkirk. Autumn decided to come out and talk about a lot of things that happened in their relationship because people believe she set him up for death. She tried to convince people otherwise by posting all this videos on social media.
And Tyree's son's mother, I am who the FSO Gunk story on Instagram is about. I'm finally coming on here to say something after almost 2 weeks of all of this starting, because I know why it's starting. I know the objective, and I wanted to get in front of it before the rumors and the lies and manipulative, theories and things like that are being put out about me get too far. I feel like they already kind of have gotten too far, and I was going to stay quiet because this is something that's happened almost 2 years ago. Trey had ended up coming with me and my friends to my mother's house for the cookout. This is in June of 2019. Mind you, me and Tyrie break up. It's fresh. It just happened. So I didn't really know Trey. I knew of him. He had been around in a couple of occasions, but we never formally met up until this day. Since then, we just started to get to know each other from that cookout. Now, even though Trey and I, we never dated. We were never boyfriend or girlfriend, but we did get very, very close, and we got almost to that point with each other. Now, in the whole summer, Tyrie was doing his thing, I was doing my thing. We didn't rekindle up until Labor Day. Is it Labor Day weekend? I think it's Labor Day. I think it's Labor Day in September. School had just started, I believe, and he had hit me up and was just like, let's try it out again. Let's try to, make shit right between us. And we did just that, but it was not exclusive. I was not exclusive to him. And he knew that. He knew who I was dealing with, I believe, through Instagram at the time. I'm not too sure about when he found out who I was dealing with or how he found out who I was dealing with, but he did not know him. They did not know each other. After him reaching out to me to rekindle, I was dealing with the both of them. Now, this is the part where I want to interject, because I know I was dealing with the both of them. They both knew that I was dealing with the both of them. Trey and Tyrie, they never crossed paths. They did both speak on the phone on both ends. One day I was over at Tyrie's house. Trey had called me. Tyrie had answered. They exchanged words. And one time I was over at Trey's house. Tyrie had called me, and Trey had answered, and they exchanged words. So I do want to add that part in because that's important as well in this story. Only just because I just want to emphasize the fact that they never crossed paths. They never met. But they definitely did have words exchanged during that time period. If you're young and you're dealing with more than one person, then you know how that is. And on social media, everybody's just acting like that they've never been in that situation. But, to each his own. Now, me and Trey ended up getting closer towards the end of the year of 2019. So I want to say November, December, January, we were starting to get closer. And I was starting to lean more on the side of, taking him serious on a relationship aspect of things. I had ended up going through his phone January of 2020, saying something I didn't like, and so I started talking back to Tyrie again. Now, me and Trey had ended things. We ended things. I left his house. It was a whole argument between him and I. Left his house, and I started talking back to Tyrie again. I would say March, we ended up getting back together officially. And only because COVID had hit. And when COVID hit, we weren't going to school physically anymore. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, I live with my grandparents. I used to take clients out of my basement in my grandparents' house. When COVID hit, they're older. The idea of me taking clients in the house, it was just a no. So I started taking clients in Tyree's house, and I started taking clients at my friend's house. I ended up staying at Tyree's house from that because I would take clients every day. I just wouldn't end up going back home. At the time, I'm 17. At the end of March, beginning of April, I had got pregnant with my son. When I got pregnant with my son, that kind of sealed the deal as far as like my living arrangements. I just ended up like moving into his house, like slowly but surely going back home, getting more clothes, bringing my stuff over there, things like that. After we decided to, go through with my pregnancy, we were really trying to make things work for, what we were about to be, which was a family at that time. Things got rocky between Tyrie and I at the very end of my pregnancy. My cousin had called me. It was 3 weeks before our baby shower. And it's some girl on Instagram, and she posting about Tyrie trying to fly her out, posting that they've been talking since the beginning of the year, which the beginning of the year is when I got pregnant. And so finding that out, I was like so stuck because I'm like, damn, I'm 18 at the time. I had turned 18 in May, and I'm pregnant. I'm 8 months pregnant, so it's no going back on the decision, to keep the baby. Everything is already prepared for my son when he gets here. So it was just like, I just felt very stuck. I felt dumb. I felt like, like betrayed, like he played me. Like if you've been pregnant or you have kids or you're pregnant, you just know how sensitive you are, emotionally and mentally and things like that. So it fucked me up. But mind you, my baby shower in 3 weeks, and it's like, what can I do? Now the only reason that I kept all this to myself, and I'm being so transparent, y'all, when I say like I'm gonna take accountability on my end and say my piece, like these were my real raw emotions. I felt stupid, and I didn't want anybody to know that, it was kind of like a, told you so type of moment, and I didn't want anybody to have like that upper hand or to be able to look at me and like with a judgmental eye, like nothing like that. So I
Now let's skip to what happened that night.
And so he comes to my mom's house unannounced. He did not tell me that he was coming. We didn't have no conversation after we had got off the phone about him speaking to Cody and my mom's phone being lost in the airport. He came unannounced. He didn't tell me. I was unaware that he was coming or had plans even to come. He comes to my mom's house at 3:28. He comes through the door. Now, when he comes to my mom's house, that gives from 2:50 to 3:28. That's almost a 40-minute time gap in between the time where we went upstairs to go to sleep until he came. I was asleep, and to my knowledge, Trey was asleep. We didn't have sex, nothing. We literally lay down in the bed. We was taking shots a little bit, like, so we sleepy. It's 3 in the morning. We lay down and go to bed. I wake up to shots. I seen some comments like, how do you sleep through 16 shots? I hopped out to the first one. Trey is literally sitting up in the bed, shooting in the door frame, and I see Tyree's silhouette in the door frame. I thought that Trey was going to think like he was there off the strength of me. And so I jump up and I run out of the room. When I'm running out of the room, Tyrie is literally falling into the room as he's being shot. He was shot 16 times. When I run out of the room, I run across the hallway to my sister's room. And my sister is literally like at her door, locking her door. Like I hear it, like I hear like her footsteps, like I hear her like just lock her door, like she didn't even know what was going on. It's gunshots, like it's 16 shots. And like 16 shots, that happens fast, but like when you in a room or like next to something like that, like it just seems like it's going on forever. So I'm at her door like whispering like, call 911, call 911, call 911. And she is who called 911.
Okay, what's up on your call? Can I just find your name? Thank you.
Terrence was eventually convicted of voluntary manslaughter. The jury also convicted Terrence of 2 firearms violations, for counts of reckless endangerment and 1 count of destruction of evidence. He faces a total of over 40 years incarceration. Autumn posted on social media how Tyrie had tried to get them together but she rejected. This video was just in an effort to show that he was forcing himself on her. But it showed more a caring man who had done some bad things in the past and was willing to fix things so he can unite his small family. Tyrie's parent had a lot to say too.
Hey everybody, I'm Tyree's mom, Lindsay, and
I'm his father, Roger.
So we just wanted to take this opportunity to come on his page and you know, kind of talk about this journey that we have been on. We want to kind of give some of the back history to what caused us to take this journey, and we also wanted to take this opportunity to clarify some of the things that are going out. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. When we started this journey on April 1st, I personally did not expect the response that we received. I always knew Tyrie was loved, but I didn't know he was loved this way. So 2 years later, give me a second. 2 years later, I have finally decided to tell his story. People that have never been through this can't judge me. They can't tell you the pain that I experience daily. It's a feeling when you wake up every single morning and your heart is broke and you look. God knows exactly what happened, exactly what the intentions were, and exactly what the expectations were. I'm not here to judge anyone. So no matter what she says about me or my family, it's irrelevant. Words, when we grew up, my mother always told me words don't hurt you. Your words will never hurt me. What you did do that hurt me was you took something that was important, which was my son. So you can say whatever you want to say. You can never give me back what I brought into this world. And then to laugh it off, you and whoever else, I want you to understand, and I want to say this clearly, it's not a game. It's not a game. It's only two people in this world that I wish this pain on, two. And I have friends and I have enemies. You can be my enemy and I still wouldn't wish this type of pain on you. But there are two people. And those two people are the murderer, his mother. She needs to feel my pain. I wish every day that I go to bed that when she wakes up, she feels this pain. Because she will never understand the pain that a mother has to bury. She'll never understand that until she goes through it. She gets to see her son. She gets to call her son. She gets to put money on his commissary. She gets to see him in 15 years or however many years when he comes home. So she'll never understand my pain. The only other person is her mom. The reason why her mom needs to experience this pain is because as a mother, you can't justify you can't make light of what your child did. And until you experience one of your children being buried, you're never going to understand my pain. You're never going to understand my purpose because it hasn't happened to you. Right now, your only focus is to protect your child, not realizing your child puts other people in a situation to lose their child. So I don't expect you to feel my pain. But one day, when you do, whether you admit it or not, you'll say, I understand how she felt and why she felt that way. Until then, you'll never understand the pain that we experience. So again, I personally want to thank everybody that has reached out. My God, the support, the state's attorney, the support of people calling in is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The detectives knew what they were dealing with. They knew it wasn't all truth to the story. But sometimes timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. So we decide to celebrate Tyree's life, his legacy. You feel like you have to defend yourself. And in defending yourself, you actually tell some of the truths that was never told before. And what you have to realize, you should never forget what you say or do. Because one thing is, when you're honest, the truth is the truth. Whether it's now or 2 years later, you're never going to forget what you say. When you're not honest, you end up telling on yourself. And you end up telling the truth. So whatever that may be, I'm going to pray for you. Because you need it. And at the end of the day, what's coming, you deserve. Now, anybody that knows me, and nobody can tell you no different, they can do an interview, 2, 4, 20 of them. I don't care what you do. One thing you'll never be able to do in those interviews is pull any black and white on what Tyree's mother, ever said in a disrespectful manner to anybody. I always kept a clear conscience for the support of my son and his memory. I never, ever, whether I felt it or not, whether I believed it or not, I never, ever called you out your name, disrespected you, said anything negative about you, ever. And I don't have no reason to lie. I'm 45 years old. Now, ask me today, no, I don't like you. Now I watch what has happened. I absolutely don't like you. And I understand why you felt like I shouldn't have liked you. Because you always felt in your guilty conscience, you always felt that his family didn't like you. Now I see why. And I don't. And the world knows it now. Prior to this moment, I never felt that way. But now that you showed me who I always knew you were, I'm letting you know I don't. And I understand why you will have to lie and portray that my family is this evil people that we were never were to you. You live with us. You didn't live with your parents. You didn't live with your family. You lived with us. We took care of you. When you had nobody else to take care of you, we never turned our back on you when you had nobody else. Let's be absolutely clear. Your mother wasn't there. I didn't meet your mother till 2 years after you was with Tyrie. If we're telling the truth, let's tell it. You were in my house. You ate my food. You laid in my bed. And then to say that this family who took you in as their own are these evil people, you're absolutely crazy. And I hope that you get the help that you absolutely deserve, because you need help. You need a lot of help. Because in your mind, what you believed about us is what we should have believed about you. And that's what you have shown us. You've shown us all of these mean things that you and your family have portrayed against my family is how we should have felt. How we should have felt. And thank you for showing me that. Because sometimes it takes time to show people who you absolutely are. But one thing is, once you show me once, you don't never have to show me again. Ever. Because I understand exactly what's in front of me. So, in the story, this is the absolute truth. Tyrie walked into their home. He was murdered. There were two stories. One was that the person who murdered him waited for him to enter the room and shot him multiple times. He emptied the clip. He shot 16 times. The story soon changed when forensic evidence came out. And the forensic evidence stated that the person stood over the bed and shot at him. That's the absolute truth. So whether they were up, sleep, I don't know, but that is what happened. Okay? After he was shot, he, because that's what he is to me, call him the murderer. The murderer went on about his business, and the girl, whatever she is, asked her sister to call 911. The 911 tape was revealed. There was a few attempts to try to resuscitate him. The dog, the family dog that lived in the house, was more important than my son's body. Laying dead. She was looking for her dog. Whatever the dog, King, whatever the name was in the 911 tape, it says she's yelling out the door for the dog. My son is laying in the bedroom, dead. The reason why I share this is I don't care. It could be anybody. I don't have to know you. If a person is laying in front of me, lifeless, I'm going to make every attempt that I possibly can to try to save that person. At no point will an animal be more important than a lifeless body. At no point. Once that happened, I was called. As you saw from the transcript, I was called before 911 was called. We immediately tried to figure out how to get there. I've never been to this house before, so I was asking for the address. In trying to get to this location, I'm calling my son. I'm calling everybody, like 911, like, we got to get here. I don't know what's going on. We have to get here. I was initially told, and I will never forget this, ever forget this. My exact words when I picked up the phone was screaming at her. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? It was 3:32 a.m. Do you know just about every single day I wake up at 3:32 a.m.? Just about every single day since that happened, I wake up at that exact time. It was screaming and hollering, and she said, oh my, Tyree's been shot. And I'm like, what happened? Oh my God, is he okay? It's the first thing I said, is he okay? She said, no. And I'm like, what happened? She said, someone ran in here and shot him. It's like, quote, unquote. I immediately called my son because they were together. So I'm like, did someone follow him home? I'm frantic, like I'm going off. And my son is like, I don't know, like he left the club. And so we were trying to figure it out. Through all of that, when we arrived on the scene, it was 2 officers. So I'm like, what hospital did he go to? Again, these are things I will never, ever forget, ever forget. And the officer said, he's not at a hospital. So what you mean he's not at a hospital? What hospital? Like, I'm freaking out. I'm screaming, hollering. So he's in the house. So at that point is when we knew he had passed away. My exact next question to the officer is, did you find out who did it? did you find out who did it? And his exact words to me was her boyfriend. At that time, to me, that was news. So, fast forward a week forward, Tyree called me. We were in Jamaica, and he said, Ma, I need to come home. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I just need to get her space. We got some stuff going on. Like, I don't want to be here. It's his exact words. I have text messages. Through that, I said, of course, absolutely. Like, I'm never going to turn my back on my kids, ever. Absolutely. Come get. He said, me and Cody. Him and Cody, they didn't come Monday. They didn't come Tuesday. They still lived in that home those days. Wednesday is the first night of that week that he spent in our address. Through that, through the couple days, they were cordial. They were talking. I shared some of his last stories. Like, he was normal. He was normal. He was not what was portrayed of him. Stories don't lie. Text messages don't lie. Like, I can't make this up. That Saturday, he was walking around because he couldn't get in contact with Cody. He was like moping. He was like, I don't know what's going on. I can't get in contact with Cody. He's supposed to be in Florida. He's trying to figure out what's actually going on. He wanted to talk to his son. He has messages to her sister. Like, is Cody with y'all? Is he okay? Like, that's what a normal person's supposed to do that care about their son. You know how many young people out here that don't take care of their kids or not family? He cared. He cared about his family. So, through that, again, they conversated throughout Sunday. They conversated throughout the day. They went back and forth. Some of the messages were shared. He, by no means, had the impression that they weren't together. Okay, so we've been married 25 years. We ain't been together a lot of times during the 25 years. But have we ever really, like, not been together? Like, let's be honest. 25 years. That's how long we've been married. How many times have we not been together in 25 years? But we still sitting right here today. So this completely broken up, not together, I'm sure that's not what he actually believed in his heart. Hers, maybe. Then, so I don't give views because at the end of the day, to be honest with you, I ain't watch video 1 or 2 because it don't matter. You won't get a like or a view from me. But I did hear some bits and pieces about it. You say on that particular video, when you talk about my son, my deceased son, who was your caretaker, when you talk about him, you say, you know how people do back and forth. We all know what we doing. We all with different people. No, I don't know that. You know that? Yeah, we don't understand that. I'm sure our son didn't either. He wasn't really raised like that. He wasn't raised with him and his siblings having like different fathers, back and forth, not in the home. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't raised like that. So where you insinuated that everybody should know, how people do, we don't know that. So I'm sure he didn't. I could speak for him on that. So when we went to trial is when most of this stuff opened up. Now, the murderer was offered a plea deal. He was offered
3 to 8.
3 to 8 years. 3 to 8 years. He turned it down because honestly, in his heart, he felt he did nothing wrong. He felt like he was defending what he thought was his family. I don't know why, but he did. So he turned down the plea deal. Right before trial, I was contacted by his attorney asking if we would, so the family has to be a part of the plea deal. Like, you have to be a part of the agreement. So trial was supposed to start on Monday. We were contacted late Friday evening, asking was the deal still on the table. And what did we say? No, I can't.
I was thinking about it, but the lawyer said no.
Right. So he was thinking about taking that deal. He probably should have, but he didn't. But God works in mysterious ways. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why God works in mysterious ways. If he would have took that deal, we would not have known none of the stuff that we know today. If he would have took that deal, we wouldn't have known the before and after of what we know today. And as much as it hurt us to sit there in court, not only seeing our son's body shot up, because in court, in trial, you see the real life pictures. Not only seeing him laying there with a bullet to the back of his head, with a bullet to his neck, with a bullet, 14 bullets to his back. Not only did it hurt us to see that, we learned the truth behind the story. And as hard as it was for us to accept the truth, we learned the truth. We had to sit through testimony. Different people testified. And one of the testimonies were the owner of the home. Her testimony said Tyrie lived there. Contrary to what's being told today. Cody's mom was on stand for 2 days. We have 789 pages of transcript. Y'all only saw 14 pages. 14. A transcript is a public record that anybody can obtain. You can hear word for word her story out of her own mouth. I don't have to tell her story. She told her own story. We didn't make this up. We didn't ask for this and we didn't make this up. We have no reason to lie. None at all. Then you heard his story on what he felt like happened. And he didn't really have a story, honestly. He just was just as dumb as he looked on the stand. And he honestly looks like somebody that just don't know no better. Like, he just was caught up, just like Tyrie was. They was caught up in these looks, material stuff, and they thought they hit the jackpot. And really, both of them hit bankrupt. Both of them. So what may seem like is good is not always good. And I hope that from his story, it changes somebody's life. We have had so many DMs. Oh my God, this is happening to me. I need to get out. Like, please, save yourself. Nobody and nothing is worth your life. He was such a good individual. No matter what these people say about us, our family is unbreakable. And if you don't know that by now, you should know that. Your little words of talking about our family don't hurt us. That actually inspire us to go a little bit harder on you. You can't hurt us. You can't break us. We still standing. So you can say he didn't like his family. Okay, that's what you think. I don't have a point to prove. I don't have to prove who my son was to me. He don't got to prove who his son was to him. His brothers don't got to prove who he was to them. That's your misconception. And that's because you came from a broken family and you don't know what a family is. So therefore, we expect someone to say that because of how you feel. So us telling this story has opened up so much light on the case again. So thank you. Continue sharing it. Continue calling. Continue celebrating Tyrie's life. Continue. If you don't think it's making a difference, it's making a huge difference. And that's nobody but him above. Nobody. That is Tyrie above causing the havoc that he has always caused. Because he's saying, I'm not going to let you. One thing about him, he ain't play about me. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. He will go to the war about his mother. And when that person sent me that message on March 25th, I didn't share it with nobody. Did I share it with you? Mm-mm. I didn't share it with my daughter. I didn't share it with my sons because I already know who they are and what they about. If they would have saw the level of disrespect that was given to me on the message, they saw it when it was posted online. Their raw emotions came when same time you saw it. I'm not messy like that. She sent that message. I said, oh, this what we doing? Okay. Because this big back, whatever she called me, I got you, boo. And by me having you, before I went to custody for his son, I told Miles, I said, I don't want to take Cody from his only surviving parent. I had all the evidence in the world to take Cody. If I could do things again, would I? Probably so. But guess what? Them tables gonna turn. And what seems like something today is not gonna stay that way forever. I was given anonymously, over 3,000 hours of recording after Tyree's death that will write her own fate. And it don't got nothing to do with Tyree. It's her lifestyle that she chose to live. You heard some of the recording, so I have no reason. I'm not making it up. I wouldn't have had a recording of her and her new boyfriend if that wasn't given to me. I wouldn't have a recording of her telling Cody, fuck ZZ. And you know, I had to look at this girl every time she brought Cody to me, knowing she teaching my grandson to say that about me. But God had a better plan, and he got a better plan for me. Fuck ZZ inspires me because it shows me how much I really mean to you. That you would teach your 2-year-old son, to be disrespectful to his blood. How would I get that? I wasn't with you. I wasn't in the car with y'all.
For me, and like I say, you know who you are. You can talk greasy as you want to greasy about me. You don't know nothing about me. So let me make that self clear. But let me also make sure you understand something clear. COVID started, for everybody that don't understand, March 16th of 2020. All right? March 16th of 2020. You couldn't do eyebrows, you couldn't do lashes, you couldn't paint no nails because you couldn't be around people. I kept a roof over top of your head. I kept food in your mouth. I kept you getting a car to make sure you drive. My son ensured that you had a car that you couldn't pay for. Anybody that had that type of mentality or mindset to take care and provide for you, then so-called we have my grandson, which is my grandson. At the end of the day, he ain't want for nothing. You took him to deprive from him. And I still see where I could put some decent things in his lifestyle. Send him to school and pay for it. Where he was learning his A's, B's, and C's. No public assistance here. He had it. You took from him because you figured that's a way to get back. But what you got back at is depriving your own child not to have a better life than you did. I'll make myself clear. You deprived him to have a better life than you did. And that's your own child. At the end of the day, what you did, that's between, like my wife said, you and God. But I want to put this out there because it's somebody that need to hear this. I said it before. Be careful who you let in your house. Because you can love people more than people love you. It's going on every day in, day out. People got alternative motives. And the only motive I can read in this whole story is you let somebody get up on somebody. And everybody, definitely young people, it was almost like the play. And y'all ran the play. But I want to clear another part of that statement up. Tyrie ain't kicked no door in. Tyrie ain't pried no door. He ain't come through the back door. He hit the code. We all got codes on doors. He hit the code on the door. Opened the door.
Just like she had to go to our house.
Pretty much.
But would never have to worry about walking in here getting laid out.
But think about this. If I'm going in to get somebody, not taking my shoes off to walk up some steps and open a closed door to not know what's behind the closed door. I'm basically going in there to get in the bed. That's what I'm doing. This could have went either way, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the honest truth. This could have went either way, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, if Tyrie would have known who was in that house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because of his love, of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake, and a phony.
Materialistic.
Exactly what I got. I can tell you over the years, I sat back. These people can't tell you nothing about me because I ain't talked to them like that. And I said just like that. Over the years, I was a high and by guy. You know it. I was a high and by guy. But now I'm going to speak out because I'm going to say this. I got a daughter. No, am I going to disrespect? I got a daughter. God rest her soul, I had a sister. I got a wife and a mother. There's 4 women in my life.
And a niece.
And a niece.
And a granddaughter.
And a granddaughter. 2 granddaughters. All right? So I'm adding all that up, right? Here's my thing. And I go to say this, and those for the ones that's listening. You in a relationship, and what your relationship is about between you and your relationship, right? But when you figure that the relationship is over, you make sure that you understand that the relationship is over. Through this situation, made me really understand that the person that my son loved and thought he had that 100% trust, I don't use the word setup because I never said that, right? But you knew what was going on. You knew what was going on. You knew that when the person that provided for you, took care of you, you thought it was a thing to get up under his skin by running to the other, right? But here's the other part for you.
Scratching.
That's okay.
It's Daddy.
Yes.
Who's that right there? Who's that?
That's
It's
Ty
Daddy.
walking.
Huh?
To
It's Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about this whole story? Was it a setup? Could she have done better by sticking to one man? We would leave you guys to say what you think about this story in the comments. We really wish this never happened to this kind-hearted young man. Our sincere condolences to Tyrie's friends and families. May his soul continue to rest in peace. Please stay safe out there, and we shall see you guys in the next video.